For me, when it's like when we are going progressively, it's also going progressively. During the first year, we also had the Finnish language added in some of our courses, and now in this second year, it's like more and more. And during the skills lab, like I look forward to simulation classes because I have to, that's where I show myself. That's where I practice, although I'm not good, but I improve because how I learn is by making mistakes. When I make mistake of a word, that word sticks in my head because when I'm corrected, then I remember, oh, I made a mistake for this word, so yeah.
Yes.
Do you have something to add?
I think it's growing also with us. If I try to say when we were starting, of course it wasn't that much of Finnish. It was at our level.
Yes.
Like easy and the simplest way to understand. But as time goes, it grows with us. Whatever we learn more, so like in our theory classes, we get it also more in Finnish. Anyhow we advance, it advances with us, which is good, and it's giving us smooth learning the language. Yeah.
And also right now, my advanced studies, I choose the Finnish class. So most of all the time, my teacher speak in Finnish.
Yeah, and to add, before that, I'm just gonna state our learning method. So we have theory lessons, skills laboratory sessions, simulations, and the clinical trainings in the hospital. So that's what she have said. Theory lessons and skills lab sessions are mostly in English for us to understand the theory, right? And the simulations, since it's like a mirror of the real or the actual hospital setting, then we have to speak Finnish, and the pretend patient there also speaks Finnish. And next is clinical training. It's also in Finnish. The medium is in Finnish since we are there already at the hospital, or it's the actual setting already. So our preceptor will speak Finnish, the patients will speak Finnish, and it is also written in we had like a language agreement between the student and our preceptor. It states there that the medium language to use is Finnish, but we can use English to like to clarify things or to support the Finnish language, like that.
Yes. So, for example, we had this lesson a few weeks ago where the teacher gave us a homework to write down the Finnish words we see for a game the next day. So, but she was speaking in English. So when we heard the English version, then we cross it out on a bingo card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are like games that help us to, remember and learn more Finnish words. Yes.
Yes. They have been, and most teachers, they try to, like at the end of their module platform, they try to create a folder, a file where the grammatical, like those terms, they try to like translate it for us. Because sometimes when we try to use Google Translate, it's different from what is actually, so that has helped a lot, because sometimes you see a sentence, you'll be like, oh, Google said this, but that's not actually what it is. So when they incorporate it in the studies, like they do it and they give us the translation, like the correct translation, then we understand better, and it helps.
Yeah.
And also the audio part of it, like in our theory classes, we could, of course the course is going on in English, but we could see the words in Finnish, and also the audio will be like reading the words on the board with us, and then the teacher will explain it with us, like it's coming like automatically, like you've really understood what's going on, because the audio is in Finnish, and then the writings on the board also is in Finnish, and like we get along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice.
But the second day, we had learned our lesson from the previous day. So we corrected our mistakes, and I remember we did everything completely in Finnish. Yeah, so it was helpful. We learned new nursing interventions, and also we learned how to practice our Finnish. So it was good.
I remember that our teacher, like during the simulation, after when we finish the simulation, then there are like feedbacks. Our Finnish teacher would kind of write down the words that were hard for us, or that we did slight mistake, and that was helpful because in these simulation classes, it's giving us the opportunity to make those mistakes. Like, they don't laugh at us. Like, yeah, they don't. You are free. This is where you are free to say however it comes to your mind. Just say it, and then you'll be corrected. So our Finnish, like, our teachers corrected us. We had positive feedback, and yeah, that was encouraging.
It helped us a lot because, for example, right, in my advanced study, my teacher speak all throughout my class in Finnish. It's so hard to understand at first, but if they saw us, for example, if they saw us, we do have the hard time understanding the lecture.
So maybe it's everything in Finnish, the instructions, the cases written in Finnish, but before the start of the simulation, we can, our Finnish teacher is there to help us review if we understand the case, things like that.
When we are learning in Finnish.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. It has in so many ways. Like when you wanna know the words in Finnish, in English to Finnish, or vice versa, it really, like we could say, even when we are in a simulation and we are talking about some body parts, of course the teacher will say them in Finnish, and we know them in English, or maybe we are advancing them to know them better in English, we get to know them in Finnish. And it has really, really helped. And when we see sentences that they are talking about something that we are seeing there in Finnish, of course it helps so much. And there are words that we get to hear when we are out doing practice or trying to find these practice places. We hear them and we are like, oh, I heard this in school.
Both, because for us it's so hard for us to speak fluently in Finnish, but the teacher is guiding us on what to say in Finnish. So if ever we don't understand or we don't know how to say it in Finnish, we just need to ask them how to say this one in Finnish. But and also they are willingly to help. They are willingly helping us. Sorry. They're willingly helping us on how to say that one in Finnish.
Yes, for the KieliHOPS, I remember they usually ask you how often you speak Finnish, how do you learn other things. We had the same at our practice place. We had an agreement, like language agreement with our teachers on how to learn the language. So for me, during my first practical training, which was between April and May this year, I pretty much learned a lot, because I had stated in my agreement that if I make any mistake, either in nursing or like general nursing stuff, they should like correct me on the spot. And any word my supervisor used or any employee or colleague used, I was asking what it meant. For instance, someone asked me how many weeks left, and she used harka. Do you know what harka was? So I asked her, she said, "Tiyo harjoitelu," like internship. So she used the like puhe kieli. Yeah, so I ask a lot of questions based on that. Anything I don't understand, I ask.
Yeah, and also at my training that just passed in April and May, it was like, if I make a mistake, correct me on the spot. That way I learn, because if you're telling me later, I'll be like, I might have made many mistakes. I don't even
Definitely.
remember when. Yeah, so correct me on the spot. And
No, I always have. Sorry, I always have this notebook, small pocket notebook. Was it like Muisti Kiria or
Muisti
something?
Kiria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anytime I see any phrase or word, I just write
Right.
write them down. And I always the next day I usually go like half an hour before the shift starts. So now I review what I wrote the previous day, and it helped me a lot. Yeah.
And I feel like KieliHOPS also helps one to make their own target, because when it's asking you, how do you think you learn Finnish best? Is it by listening, writing, talking, or so it makes you feel like I want to put myself into a target. If listening is my goal, then I want to make sure I'm listening more.
Bilingual teaching helps us to be prepared in the actual setting or the actual work setting, because but it is like a gradually, like they integrated in our studies gradually, not like one big, because it's hard for us if we're gonna use Finnish for the whole
Class.
the course duration. But like what I've said, they integrated it gradually.
As what Dined says earlier, that the teachers helping us gradually on some of our simulation and also help us prepare. For example, here in the school, they told us that we need to speak it in Finnish as much as possible. So during our training in the hospital, we use that one, the simple command, just the simple command, so that the patient or the asukas can understand us, because in real life situation, some patient or old people, they don't know how to speak in English, so we need to speak simple command in Finnish. So I think it helped us a lot, because we've tried to give some commands to the patients, and they understand, and they understand us even though our Finnish is not that good.
It's one a factor that motivates us really, because of course we're here in Finland, and after studying we're targeting to get a job, so we have to really learn Finnish. So the Finnish language course or this bilingualism is really motivates us. Like for example, it makes us to thrive even more to learn Finnish. Like for example, in my case, before clinical training or before shift, I like search for like phrases or simple phrases that I might use in the hospital. So I wrote it in my notebook and familiarize it. So when I go there or when I'm in the actual shift, then I can use it already.
It's just the same. So you need to learn by heart how to say it in Finnish, and also you need to ask the patient in Finnish. You need to give instruction to the patient in Finnish. So
So basically, it's we are who are going to adjust, not the patient will adjust us to speak English. Just for us.
well, it's actually helping. It's really, really, really important, because some of the practices, some of the words we've used. I actually have used them back. Like when I was on practice, I've used them.
Yes.
And even aside practice, even in like normal life, like there are some words that when I'm at work, I try to have discussion in Finnish, and there are some words that you can use it even in your normal life. So it's really, really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, because just like what the question said, it will prepare us when we will be there at the actual work setting. So as what I have said earlier, also that's why simulations are, since it is like it's as if we are already in the actual work setting. So that's why we have to speak Finnish, and the pretend patient there also speaks Finnish. So in that way we can prepare ourselves.
Make that mistake.
Exactly.
Make that mistake as much as possible. And it's nice that Finnish people are always willing to help and correct. And the more mistake you make, the more you learn. So don't be afraid of making a mistake or speaking it out or writing it out. Just do it the way you understand it, and you'll be corrected and you'll get it. And you are not supposed to lose hope about it or feel bad about making a mistake. So make that mistake.
And also take your Finnish language classes very seriously.
Yeah.
Don't miss any classes. Because here in SEAMK, there's very good environment, very good environment, good colleagues, good classmates, and very good teachers as well. So just bring your brain.
Yeah, there's a library also that has books in Finnish, and you can get there the books. Like, you have all the materials everywhere you can think of. If it's module, if it's the library, if it is speaking one-on-one with the teachers, you get that. In the simulation classes, you get to hear those Finnish words, Finnish sentences, and the environment is good. We've got everything here that can help you learn the language without fear. Yeah.
100%.
As what our teachers always tell us, practice, because as what we know, practice makes progress. So just embrace practice, even in simple ways, in your daily activities, like for example, going out in the store, going to the market can just
Help you.
Yeah, it will help you. It will help you a lot.
Yeah. Try to speak, even though just a small phrase, even though it's not the way it is to be said, but at least you've tried. Finnish people are too kind enough. They will understand us. They will help us if ever our language is not that good. They can understand also. And yeah, as what Dined says, you need to practice more. Practice. And also, as I remembered, our Finnish teacher told us that you cannot eat the elephant as a whole. So you need to bite piece by piece. So it's just
starts with a small step.
Yeah. So it's okay that you're not that good in Finnish, but one step at a time.
And every Finnish people say also, that don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Just try.
Try and try.